Hey, it's Ridge Runner again. Yeah, I got my spectacles on. I only need them for up close reading, seeing stuff real good up close. Mainly reading. Uh, got a new rifle. Uh, got a 280 Ackley improved. It's the Savage Axis. Um, as you can tell, it's empty. There's nothing, no magazine, nothing in it. For all you safety conscious people, it's a standard barrel, 22 inch. Since Nosler Sammy spec the 280 Ackley, it's grown in popularity. Uh, I hadn't really never thought much about a 280 Ackley. A lot of friends of mine, 7mm mag, 7mm mag. Good friend of mine had a 7 mag and asked me to work up a load for him. And after the third shot, I didn't want to shoot it anymore. My 338 Win Mag don't kick as hard as his 7mm mag does. So I worked up a load and got it shooting one whole groups at 100 yards. And he likes it, but he don't like shooting it because of the kick. The 280 Ackley is supposed to come within 90 to 150 foot per second of the 7mm mag without as much recoil, with less powder, and a shorter barrel. All 7mm mags are 24, 26 inch. These 280s are, I think a 24 inch barrel would be the one to probably get right there. This is a 22 inch barrel. It did come in a camoed stock. There's nothing wrong with the Savage Axis. A lot of people think because they're cheaper price wise that they're a piece of crap. They are not. My wife has a 22-250 in them. The only downside to the Axis is they don't have the aluminum bedding block, like the Ackie stock does, like my Creedmoor. And this stock, now this one is stiffer than hers because hers is a several years older model. And I love this new stock design. It's more ergonomic. It looks better. It feels better. Fits your hand better. It come with the one-piece rail. Of course, it's a 0 MOA rail. I'm not planning on 1,000 yards or more. For as far as this, I got just to hunt with, and to hunt with, I'm not going to be shooting any animal past 400, maybe 500, depending on the situation and everything. But 400 yards probably my ethical limit for deer or black bear. But this has, you look up a bullet. It's a 7mm bullet. It's a 284 diameter, and I've got a Burris Veracity 3x15x50 on here. I love this optic. These are Burris rings. I ordered the Burris rings when I got the scope. But it's a first focal plane. I wanted to get the 6x20x50, but they didn't. The price was quite a bit higher. I work for a living. I'm on a budget, so I got this one. This come in a deal from Optics Planet. It was buy this scope and get a full field E1. Actually, I don't even think it's a full field. It might be. But you get an E1 and it's got a 20 MOA reticle in it. And it was a 4.5x14x42. And I've got a lot of scopes similar to that, the full field 2s. Yeah, it's full field 2 E1. And you buy this optic and you get that one free. Couldn't quite pass up the deal. So I got this one and that one. I put that one on my wife's 6.5 Creedmoor for her. And the only thing, two things I don't like about the Axis is this stock. I'm going to take this out and sand out the barrel channel right here. I am going to bed the stock and the action. I'm going to bed this in here. Probably use JB Weld. I've done that on a few other rifles. It don't shrink. It holds up. It sets up like steel. There's nothing wrong with it. Use that to bed the action. The recoil lug, yeah, it's done. The other thing, the recoil lug is not made onto the barrel. It's made in the stock, sets down in it, and this sets on it. I don't like that neither. I'd rather the recoil lug. I mean, how hard is it to stick a recoil lug on there and tighten your barrel nut down? Come on, Savage. Really? You want to try to go this route? But a lot of rifle manufacturers are going that route. Utikas are that way. My 338 Win Mag XPR, Winchester XPR, it's that way. All your Savages are that way. Your Ruger Americans, they're the same way, just a little different. Instead of it being recoil lug and then it tightening down behind it, it tightens down up through the center of it. And it has a recoil lug on the back. They're kind of like a V-block, and bolt tightens down through it. This one, the bolt tightens down behind it, and the recoil lug sets in the stock right here, where a normal recoil lug would be. But I'm going to sand out the barrel channel, open the stock up, make it wider up here to where I've got more room in the barrel channel, so the barrel don't hit the stock, because it will touch it pretty easy. I'm going to pour this full of probably fiberglass resin. I've did that to a Remington 700 243 that I had, and it worked out really, really well. It really became a shooter after I did that work to it. But yeah, it's a good rifle. They shoot accurate. I mean, they're just as accurate as a regular, any other Savage, 110. The thing I like about the axes, they're made on a long action, so they don't have to be manufacturing different ones, and that's cool. So that allows you to run, longer overall lengths in your magazine, because your magazines are longer. Another thing, let me put the rifle down. Another thing is the magazine. See this plastic thing here? That's your clip that holds it in. And the magazines are fine. I just wish they would do away with this and have a catch on the inside of the stock. There is a guy that makes, I've seen it on eBay, and I've seen a couple of his videos, that makes a catch that mounts in the bottom of the stock, right here where your bolt goes. You take your bolt out, and I think the notch that this catches on, you grind it off. It's just a small little notch. You just cut it out inside there and not grind it off. And then you mount that. It's made out of aluminum. You stick it in there, tighten your bolt down. Comes with a new bolt and a spacer. Make up a difference, and you tighten it down. And then these, you can use these. You can use the 10-round magazines, extensions they've got from Savage. You can use any of these magazines, because they have the catch right here on top, right here on the front. Also, it's a standard magazine. And they got this piece here that catches in the back up in here. Sets right across that lip right there. So I'll probably end up ordering one of them and putting on that rifle, because I like that idea better. And all you do is you just, on this right here, right at the base plate where it meets the base plate, you just kind of cut right across through there where it meets the base plate and get rid of this piece here. And then you just pop it in. You mash that button, it pops out, falls out in your hand. I like that a whole lot better. This, sometimes you don't know whether it's locked in or not, because you hear a click back here, but you won't hear a click here, or you do. And then sometimes it's still kind of loose. But anyway, that's just a short video on the rifle. I have took it to the range, sighted it, kind of got it on paper. I'm not trying to sight it in, because I'm working on a load for it. I did, everywhere you look, Teddy, Ackley brass is expensive, especially if you buy an Osler. I don't care if it is maybe Norma, whoever makes it, I don't care. I'm not paying that for it. I work for a living. But I found some Winchester 280 Remington brass, nickel plated. And this is one that's loaded. It comes in looking like this. You know, see how the shoulder and the neck is right there? Comes in looking like that. You know, the slope, 27, 25 degree, whatever it is, shoulder. And then you load it with a mid-grade load, and then you put it in your chamber, because you can still shoot 280 Remington ammo out of your 280 Ackley, and sometimes they shoot pretty accurate. That one shot standard 280 Remington ammo at 50 yards. I just putting it on paper, about an inch. That was the Federal Fusion 140 grain, first ones I tried, just, you know, to tune the barrel and stuff. Then when you fire form it, you fire it in your chamber, it comes out looking like this. And if you'll notice, there's not any videos on YouTube hardly at all about, they are about fire forming brass. See the difference? It pushes the shoulders forward, it blows them out, and it also takes some of the taper out of the shell case. The shell case has some taper coming down to the shoulders, and after you fire form it, it almost straight walled. Here's one that is fire formed, and I reloaded today. If I can get it to focus. Right there. That's a 175 grain Hornady ELDX. Probably not the bullet I'm going to use. These was blemish bullets. I caught them on sale for $18.99. I bought 200 of them for fire forming brass and stuff. The nickel plated brass run me $22 and something. Say $23 plus shipping. That's $15-20 cheaper than the Hornady brass for the AI, Ackley improved, and that's a whole lot cheaper, $20-30 cheaper than the Nosler brass. So, and I like the nickel plated better. It's more corrosion resistant and everything. It's just a better brass. I like it. And yes, you can fire form 30-06 brass and make it come into 280. The only difference, if you take 30-06 brass, there's steps to do it. But if you'll notice, it's just a little bit shorter. It is just a little bit shorter. Let's see, right there, the level. I did that just to see if I could, because I got some 30-06 brass from my wife's old 30-06, and I ended up making this my you can see I threaded it in there. Ended up making this 30-06 brass my well, not Hornady sells modified cartridge case, so you can screw it into your thing and stick it in a barrel and check your distance and lands. I get to where I forget the names of a lot of stuff. It don't matter. Names don't mean much to me. Performance and every way everything works does. And I know what it is. I know how to use it. So, but anyways, just a short video on that. I have already shot it. I've not got any range video. I was going to, but wind was a whooping it. I mean, it was blowing 20-30 mile an hour, and I was just fire forming brass anyway, so there was no big deal. I wasn't going to try to catch it and get my camera out and it blow it over or something like that. So just letting you know on that. There will be future videos on that, as long as YouTube quits censoring people's First Amendment right of freedom of speech, where they can say and show and do, trying to learn people, where people can learn to do new and different things better. But anyway, thank y'all. Appreciate it if you'd subscribe. Red Runner out.